Welcome to another episode, Chosen One. So tell me, who lied to you? Who told you you were just normal? Funny how quiet they get now. Funny how the same people who once shrugged at you are suddenly acting nervous, checking their phones, watching you out of the corner of their eye, like they just spotted something dangerous walking free. When they said you were nothing special, look who's scrambling now that the universe finally exposed the truth. Oh, the legend they tried to ignore is the one they secretly can't stop thinking about, the one they want, the one they can't forget, the one whose voice turns curiosity into a crush they can't control. Before we go further, Chosen One, hit that like button and subscribe. That's how you pay this message back and keep this mission alive. Because here's the part nobody warned them about. People fall for you fast, way faster than they admit. It's almost embarrassing for them. One conversation with you and their whole game plan collapses. They walk in thinking they're in control, thinking they're the one observing you, judging you, sizing you up. Then they hear you speak, feel your presence, see the way you carry yourself. And suddenly, they're the ones stumbling, confused, pulled in deeper than they ever meant to be. And don't act surprised. You've seen this pattern play out your whole life. The silence after someone meets you, the awkward shift in their behavior, the way their friends look at them like, damn, already. It happens every time. Someone talks to you for 5 minutes and boom, feelings, heavy ones, the kind that make them behave strange, make them jealous over things they don't even have the right to be jealous about. They start watching who talks to you. They start lurking on your socials. They start acting like they're protecting something that was never theirs to begin with. Let's be honest, your enemies hate this part the most. They hate that you don't even have to try. They hate that people fall for you without effort, without warning, without logic. They hate that you keep surprising people who thought they had you figured out. They hate that while they spent years trying to build an image, you just walk into a room and effortlessly outshine the storyline they wrote for themselves. They said you were ordinary, but look at their reactions. Look how their face twists when someone they want starts paying attention to you instead. That's the funniest part of all this. They played the loudest. You played the calmest. And still, the universe chose you. There's someone around you right now who sees you as one of the most attractive people they've ever come across. And the wild part? They didn't expect this, not even close. They thought you'd be easy to ignore. They thought you were just another face passing by, but something about you hit them sideways, something about the way you move, the way you speak, the way you choose your words. It messed with their plans. Now they're catching feelings they can't hide, can't escape, and definitely don't know how to handle. They get jealous fast. They get territorial. They get protective in a way they can't justify to anyone else, because technically you aren't theirs, but emotionally. Oh, you already grabbed them by the throat without even noticing. This crush watches you like you're their favorite scene in a movie they can't stop replaying. They check on you. They study you. They compare everyone else to you and get annoyed when nobody matches your vibe. They told themselves they'd stay cool. They told themselves they wouldn't fall. But everything they swore they wouldn't do, they're doing. And the universe is watching them break every rule they made for themselves because your energy hit them too hard. You walk through life like a rare type of person who feels normal in your own skin, but impossible to replace to everyone else. People don't catch feelings for you slowly. They get hit all at once. It's the moment you speak, the moment you hold eye contact, the moment you show kindness that isn't fake, the moment they sense your depth, the moment they realize you're not like the surface-level noise they're used to. That's when their crush stops being a crush and becomes something heavier. And here's the truth that makes the enemy choke. This isn't the first time. This isn't new. You've been doing this for years. Go back to your childhood. Remember how someone got attached and you never understood why. Remember the friends who turned weirdly protective. Remember the classmates who teased you just to get attention from you. Remember the people who flirted indirectly because they were too nervous to do it directly. You thought it was random. It wasn't. It was the same pattern you're living now. You've always had this effect. You've always had this pull. You've always been the person who seems simple until someone actually talks to you, then suddenly you're unforgettable. Let's talk about that moment that always exposes people, the moment after they talk to you, that quiet pause, that little hesitation, that strange shift in their eyes. They don't plan it, but they can't hide it. It's the moment they realize they just fell for someone who wasn't supposed to matter this much. Someone who wasn't supposed to shake them, someone who wasn't supposed to make them rethink their whole vibe, someone who wasn't supposed to feel this rare. And it scares them, it excites them, it wakes up a part of them that's been asleep for years. That's why they watch you in public. That's why they stalk your social media. That's why they get jealous. That's why they act strange when someone else pays attention to you. Their mind is screaming, "Don't fall," while their heart is already 15 steps ahead, imagining things they won't admit out loud. Even crazier? More than one person is feeling this at the same time. You think it's just one crush. No, it's multiple. Different people, different backgrounds, different intentions, same reaction. They all see the same rare spark, the same unexpected charm, the same quiet strength. They all fell into the same trap. They underestimated you. Then you opened your mouth, showed your mind, revealed your heart, and everything changed. Your presence is the twist in their story they didn't prepare for, and the universe loves watching this part. Enemies hate that you're loved. Secret admirers hate that they're losing control. And you're just existing, breathing, being yourself. And somehow that alone is enough to make people fall harder every time you speak. And chosen one, before we go any deeper, thanks for even showing up. You didn't have to be here, but the universe clearly wants you to hear this. If you're ready to see why people fall for you the moment they talk to you, then stay with me, because what's coming next hits harder than anything you've heard before. Drop a comment with the number 777 if you're ready to step into the truth about your impact, your charm, and the crush who's catching feelings faster than they can process. And if you want to support the team behind this message, show love with a super thanks. Every bit of support keeps this mission alive, whether it's a penny or a fortune. It all fuels the work. And now, let's dive into this step by step. If you're really the chosen one you've always suspected you are, you'll feel the pull to stay until the very end. What comes next explains everything they never had the courage to tell you, and why their feelings grew the second they heard your voice. Let's get started. Number 1. The eyes you never noticed are obsessed with you now. Funny how they called you unremarkable, yet they can't stop tracking your every move. Let's talk about the eyes on you, chosen one, the ones pretending they're not watching, the ones acting like you're nothing special while their heart is doing backflips every time you walk by. This is the part that makes your enemies choke the hardest. They tried so hard to make you blend in, to shrink you, to convince the world you were normal. But look at them now. Look at how fast someone falls the second you open your mouth. Look at how quickly your presence flips people from uninterested to emotionally hooked. They always said you were nothing serious, but now those same mouths are tight and quiet because someone is falling for you in real time, and it's happening faster than they can process. Someone shy is watching you closely right now, closer than you realize. They study your posts like they're trying to decode a secret language only you speak. They rehearse imaginary conversations with you in their head. They think about how their voice might shake if they ever actually approach you. They even delete and rewrite messages before sending them because they don't want to look desperate, even though their feelings are already way past that point. And the wildest part? They never meant for any of this to happen. They didn't plan to like you. They didn't expect to feel this much. But then they heard you speak, saw your energy, felt your presence, and everything inside them shifted. Your enemies hate this. They hate how one interaction with you destroys the image they tried to force people to believe. They hate that their lies can't compete with your truth. They hate that the universe keeps proving them wrong in the most humiliating ways. They tried to make you invisible, but now someone is losing sleep over you. Someone shy, quiet, and observant has developed feelings so fast it scares them. And the universe is laughing because this always happens around you. Here's what you need to understand. People don't fall for you gradually. They fall for you all at once, like a trap door opening under their feet. One moment, they're fine. The next, they're jealous over things that don't even involve them. They're protective over you even though nothing official exists. They're annoyed at anyone who gets too close to you. They're checking your profile more than they want to admit. They're noticing small things about you that you don't even notice about yourself. Someone out there loves the way you walk, the way you talk, the way your face changes when you're thinking. Someone out there is stunned by how real you are in a world full of masks. They've convinced themselves they're being casual, but their behavior exposes them every time. They watch your stories instantly, then pretend it was an accident. They hover over the comment section to see who interacts with you. They replay your videos or look at your pictures longer than they should. They don't want anyone to know how much they feel because deep down they know how silly it sounds. I caught feelings for someone just because I heard them speak. But that's the thing about you. You're the exception to their rules. You always have been. And here's a question that might be in your mind right now. Why me? Why do people react like this when they talk to me? The answer is simple. You're rare. You're built differently. Your presence hits from angles most people don't expect. On the surface, you might look calm, maybe even quiet, but when you speak, when you show your personality, when your real energy comes through, it disarms people. It exposes how numb they've become. It reminds them that not everyone is fake, boring, predictable, or empty. You come across like someone who actually feels, actually cares, actually listens, and in today's world, that's almost alien. People sense that you've lived through things. They feel your depth even when you're not trying. They feel a mix of softness and strength in you that makes them second-guess their whole approach to relationships. You feel like a storm and a shelter at the same time, and most people don't know how to handle that. So they fall quickly, they fall quietly, and they fall hard. And because they don't know what to say or how to act, they turn into silent observers, watching you from a distance while fighting with feelings they never planned to create. And here's the part that slaps the enemy right across the face. You were never the outcast. You were never the weird one. You were never the background character they tried to frame you as. You stood apart because you weren't made for average connections. You weren't built for shallow conversations or surface-level interactions. You were the lone wolf because the universe needed to make sure the wrong people never got too close. You needed space to grow. You needed space to sharpen. You needed space to become the person you are now. The person someone is falling for so hard they're panicking about it. There's a past version of you that would have ignored this truth, that would have said, "Nobody ever liked me like that." But look back, really look. Think about the people who acted weird around you. Think about the ones who teased you because they didn't know how to express interest. Think about the people who got jealous when you talked to someone else. Think about the friendships that turned into something deeper without meaning to. You've always created strong reactions in people. You were just too humble, too unaware, too busy surviving to notice. This new admirer watching you now, they're just the newest chapter in a pattern that has existed your whole life. And your enemies hate that this story keeps repeating. They hate that no matter how much they try to dull your shine, someone always sees you clearly. Someone always gets hooked. Someone always falls first and falls fastest. And here's what makes your presence so addictive. You're honest, you're grounded, you don't come with an agenda. People expect small talk and surface-level energy, but instead they get sincerity, depth, humor, warmth, mystery. You are nothing like the characters they've known before, and because of that, they can't detach. They can't forget. They can't move on. You're the type of person someone meets once and thinks about for months. Your enemies hate it. Strangers feel it. This crush can't hide it. They're watching you because they feel something they didn't want to feel, something overwhelming, something real, and the universe placed them in your path for a reason, to show you that you are not invisible, not forgettable, not average. You are someone whose existence changes people the moment they speak to you. Someone is catching feelings for you harder than they ever expected, and this is only the beginning. Number 2, the presence that disturbs their peace. They tried to ignore you until your presence walked in and shut down their entire system. They called you overrated, but watch how their heartbeat betrays them every time you show up. Your silence is louder than their entire personality. Some people talk big until you enter the room, then suddenly they forget their own script. Let's break this down, chosen one. Because your presence doesn't just show up, it hits people, it rearranges the atmosphere, it forces reactions out of people who swore they wouldn't feel anything for you. Those same people start panicking the moment they realize this crush, this quiet one watching you so carefully, is falling for you faster than they wanted to. And it all starts before you even say a word. Your walk, your movement, your energy, it all hits different. You don't walk into a room, you shift the room. You don't join the vibe, you become the vibe. And people feel this before they even understand what's happening. It's instinctual, it's primal, it's something the universe wrapped into your DNA without your permission. Imagine this. You're just entering a space, maybe talking to someone, maybe minding your business, and suddenly everything feels quieter. Not because the room changed, because you did, because your presence swallowed the attention without effort, because the universe has been using you as a magnet your entire life without telling you. People don't just notice you, they respond to you. This crush sees it and feels it heavy. They're confused by how strong their reaction is. They're annoyed at themselves for being so drawn to you. They try to shake it off, but they can't. They can't ignore someone who carries pressure inside their aura. They can't pretend you're common when everything about you screams rare. Here's a question you might be thinking. Why does my presence have this effect on people? Why do they react like this when I barely do anything? The answer is simple. You carry meaning. You carry depth. You carry weight in a world full of empty noise. While others perform, you simply exist, and somehow that wins every time. Imagine this. Someone thinks they're the most interesting person in the room until you walk in. Then suddenly they feel small, shaky, unsure. Not because you tried to outshine them, You don't even think about them, but your presence exposes how much of their personality is fake confidence held together with tape. This crush feels that too, but instead of shrinking, they get pulled toward you. They recognize something in you that they can't explain, something wise, something mysterious, something that makes them feel understood even if you haven't spoken yet. It scares them, it excites them, it makes them replay every interaction in their mind, analyzing every detail, searching for clues. Your presence has been shaped by everything you survived. You walk like someone who didn't break. You move like someone who held themselves together in moments others would have collapsed. You speak with a calmness that comes from fighting storms alone. This isn't something you learned, it's something you earned. It's something the universe carved into you over years of pressure, and pressure creates diamonds. Imagine this. A person is looking at you, thinking they've finally figured you out. Then you speak, or laugh, or shift your expression, and suddenly they realize there's so much more they never noticed. It's like seeing a door where they thought there was a wall, a doorway into depth, complexity, intelligence, and strength they didn't know you had. That's when curiosity kicks in. That's when attraction hits. That's when their feelings start forming without their permission. Your enemies pretend they don't see this, but they do. In fact, this is the part they hate the most. They hate that they can't control how people respond to you. They hate that the universe keeps making you magnetic, no matter how hard they try to dull you down. They hate how someone they wanted for themselves is now staring at you like you're some kind of unexplainable miracle. People feel something when you enter the room, a shift, a pause, a question they didn't know they were about to ask themselves. What is it about them? Why am I drawn to them? How do they make me feel so much without trying? Your crush is asking themselves these questions every time you appear, and they don't have answers yet. They only know you pull them in, you pull them hard, and the more they fight it, the stronger the pull becomes. Imagine this moment. They see you across the room, and everything else becomes blurry. Their friends are talking, laughing, joking, but their mind is stuck on you. They pretend to stay engaged, but their attention keeps drifting back to you, like gravity is dragging their thoughts. They don't want this to happen, but it is happening, and it scares them how little control they have over it. Your presence creates this effect because you have a story behind your eyes. People can sense it. They can feel that you didn't become who you are by accident. They see the maturity. They see the depth. They see the wisdom that comes from surviving experiences they can't imagine. You carry a quiet heaviness that makes others respect you before they even realize they're doing it. And that heavy energy, your strength, your calm, your mystery, is exactly what makes people fall for you fast. This crush sees you like a diamond formed under pressure. They recognize the weight behind your silence. They see how steady you are when others are chaotic. They see how you don't need attention to validate yourself. That alone drives them crazy, because it creates a challenge their heart loves. People who have been through nothing crave entertainment. People who survived storms crave energy like yours. Your presence tells a story. I'm not like them. I'm not easily impressed. I'm not here for noise. I'm here because I survived what should have destroyed me. This crush can feel that. And suddenly their feelings become stronger because you represent something rare, something real in a world that feels fake. Now think about how often this has happened in your past. Remember that person who stared at you too long. Remember the one who suddenly acted shy around you. Remember the one who got jealous over someone talking to you even though you weren't dating. Remember the one who fell for you the moment you finally had a real conversation. This isn't new. This is who you are. This is how the universe designed your presence. You don't demand attention. You attract it. You don't force interest. You create it. You don't chase anyone. They chase the feeling they get when they're around you. Your crush isn't just attracted. They're overwhelmed. They see layers, they see depth, they see someone who carries the quiet power of a leader without needing a spotlight, someone who makes them feel alive, someone who makes them think, someone who makes them second-guess their own fear. Your presence is a warning to your enemies and a blessing to the right people. It disturbs the insecure, it awakens the curious, it melts the guarded, it destroys the fake, and it pulls in the one who's already catching feelings for you faster than they can understand. What you need to remember is this: your presence is not an accident. Your magnetism is not a trick. Your effect on people is not a coincidence. It's who you are. Someone is falling for you because the universe made your energy impossible to ignore. Someone is watching you because they feel something rare. Someone is catching feelings because your presence hit them harder than their logic could handle. And chosen one. This is just the beginning of their obsession. Number 3. They're pulling on the universe, trying to get closer to you. Wild how they said they'd never chase anyone, yet here they are begging the universe for a sign about you. Someone out there is trying to manifest you harder than they'd ever admit. And the funny part? They never believed in any of that stuff before. They used to laugh at people who asked the universe for guidance. But now, they're the one whispering questions into the air like it owes them answers. Your name sits in their mind like a song they can't mute. Your face shows up in their thoughts before they even open their eyes. And they're asking themselves, why them? Why can't I shake this? Their curiosity turned into obsession the moment they realized their feelings weren't normal. It feels too familiar, too intense, too nostalgic, like that one high school crush that made their stomach drop every time they walked into the room. You triggered something old in them, something innocent but overwhelming, something they didn't think they'd feel again in adulthood. And now they're hooked. Imagine them scrolling through videos, hoping the universe throws them a message with your energy attached. Imagine them looking at the clock, seeing repeating numbers, and thinking it's a sign you're meant to cross paths. They're over-analyzing coincidence after coincidence, like the universe is leaving breadcrumbs, and honestly, it kind of is, because your energy doesn't just walk by, it sticks. They want answers. They want clarity. They want to know why their heart sprints every time they think about you. And here's the truth they won't say out loud. They're manifesting you because the attraction is bigger than them. They're manifesting you because their feelings won't calm down. They're manifesting you because you made them feel alive again. This crush isn't just interested, they're spiritually obsessed. Number 4. The kind of rare they can't clone or compete with. They tried to copy you, then realized you weren't built from anything they've ever seen before. Your rarity didn't fall out of the sky. It isn't luck, trendiness, or some cute personality quirk. It comes from deep roots inside you, layers built through struggle, pressure, evolution, and a kind of inner wiring most people never develop. People can't explain it, but they feel it. You walk by and something inside them says, this one is different, not louder, not flashier, just heavier, realer, older, like your soul remembers things their mind has never lived through. Imagine this. 2 people walk into a room. One tries to shine. The other just exists. Yet everyone turns toward the one who isn't trying. That's you. You carry the kind of presence that feels ancient, like wisdom wrapped in a heartbeat. You don't act mystical, but people sense something intuitive in you, something that makes them trust you, fear losing you, and obsess over understanding you. Your crush feels it the strongest. They're not just attracted, they're studying you like a rare artifact that shouldn't exist in this generation. They brag about knowing you. They whisper your name like it means something powerful. They desperately want to decode the why behind their reaction. Why does this person feel so familiar? Why do they feel so deep? Why does it feel like they've known me forever? Here's the truth. Your uniqueness comes from every bruise the universe turned into strength. Your intuition comes from every moment you had to read the room to survive. Your wisdom comes from pain you outgrew instead of letting it rot you. People sense all of that when they meet you, and this crush. They're terrified and amazed because they finally found someone they can't replace, outsmart, or forget. Your rarity is your weapon. Your depth is your advantage, and they feel it in their bones. Number 5. The magnetic pull they can't fight anymore. They swore they were in control until their heart and body teamed up and chose you for them. Your crush isn't just attracted, they're drawn to you like something inside them recognizes something inside you. It's not shallow, it's not passing, it's physical and emotional at the same time, a double hit they can't dodge. They try to stay calm, try to treat this like a normal crush, but you don't give them that option. Your presence pulls on them in ways they've never experienced, and their confidence melts into honesty when it comes to you. Imagine this. They're going through their day, minding their business, and suddenly their thoughts drift to you, not by choice, not by intention. Their mind just drags your name into the room. They imagine how you'd look up at them, how you'd sound laughing, how it would feel sitting close during a deep conversation. It's like your energy taps on their shoulder, even when you're not there. And the wild part? They don't even try to stop it anymore. This crush is confident, bold, and sure of what they want. And they want you. They want connection, trust, presence, and real loyalty. They're tired of cheap love, fake promises, and people who disappear when things get real. They've been betrayed before, just like you. They know what heartbreak feels like. They know what it's like to love someone who didn't deserve their loyalty. And when they look at you, they see someone who carries the same scars. That's what makes this pull so strong. They recognize your pain, they recognize your history, and instead of running from it, they want to meet you there. They want to show you they understand. They want to protect what could grow between you. They want to give you a commitment that feels safe, rare, and real. Emotionally and physically, they're already in deep. And for the first time in a long time, they're ready to mean it. Number 6. The glow-up that tightens their grip on you. Funny how they only believed in your potential once the results started showing. Now they can't look away. Your life is leveling up, chosen one. Your finances are rising, your stability is strengthening, and your entire energy is shifting into something sharper, richer, and more aligned with who you were always meant to be. And this glow up, oh, it's doing damage. The moment your world started improving, their attachment snapped into place even harder. They were already drawn to you, but now they're practically glued to your energy. They can't help it. Watching you rise flips a switch in them. Imagine this. They check your page and see you looking happier, calmer, more focused. Maybe you're dressing better. Maybe your confidence is louder. Maybe your life just looks more put together. Whatever it is, it hits them emotionally. They get that tight feeling in their chest, the mix of admiration, desire, and a little bit of fear. Fear that if they don't step up, they'll lose their chance with someone who's becoming more valuable by the day. And here's the truth they'd never say out loud. Your personality is addictive. Your mindset is addictive. Your voice, your humor, your way of thinking, none of it is normal. People don't meet someone like you often. Some never do. So when they finally get a taste of who you really are, their brain locks onto you like you're something rare, something lucky, something they don't want slipping away. You don't charm people on purpose. You don't flirt your way into their hearts. You just exist as yourself, and somehow that's enough to make people obsess. That's the part that kills your enemies. They spent their whole lives trying to be interesting. Meanwhile, you breathe and someone falls in love. This crush sees your blessings stacking up and feels their attachment tightening. They're getting serious. They're imagining a future. They're thinking long-term. Because watching you level up makes them realize one thing. If they want a place in your life, they better earn it before someone else does. Number 7, you're the one thing they can't replace or recover from. Wild how you still doubt yourself while someone out there is praying you never notice your own power. You truly don't see how special you are, chosen one, not even close. You walk through your life thinking you're just another face in the crowd, while someone out there is fighting a full-blown emotional meltdown over you. This connection is hitting them deeper than anything they expected. They're holding back, not because they don't feel enough, but because they feel too much. They don't want to scare you off. They don't want to rush you. They don't want to look desperate. But behind that calm exterior, their feelings are loud, intense, and dangerously real. Imagine this. They're in the gym, lifting, sweating, pushing themselves through reps, and suddenly your face pops up in their mind, not intentionally, not romantically at first, just instinct, a flash of you, a reminder of the person who makes their heartbeat shift gears, and suddenly the weight feels lighter because the idea of you pushes them harder. They may have a strong build, a confident stance, maybe that late 20s to 30s type of maturity, but with you, they feel soft in the chest and chaotic in the mind. And here's the brutal truth. You have no idea the effect you have on them. You don't realize how your voice rewires their mood. You don't see how your presence makes their defenses fall apart. You don't notice the way they stare a second too long when they think you're not looking. They admire you, not from a place of fantasy, but from genuine respect. They admire the way you carry yourself, the way you think, the quiet strength you hide beneath your calm. They admire your patience, your depth, your humor, your ability to survive things that would have broken anyone else. They're physically drawn to you too, but not in a shallow way. It's deeper, instinctive, like their body recognizes you before their mind catches up. And maybe a question is sitting in your head. Why would someone like that be so into someone like me? Because you're the type of person people don't get twice. You're the one they still think about years later. You're the one whose absence hits harder than heartbreak. You're the one who changes the temperature of a room without speaking. They're holding back right now because they know if they showed you the full truth, it might overwhelm you. They're protecting the connection by pacing themselves. But make no mistake, their feelings aren't casual, light, or replaceable. They're scared of losing you before they even have you. They're scared you don't see what they see. They're scared someone else will get to you first. You don't realize how special you are, but they do, and it terrifies them in the best way possible. Number 8. Your drive hits them like a promise they want to live inside. They wanted someone easy. Then you walked in with ambition sharp enough to cut their whole comfort zone open. Your ambition is the part they can't shake, chosen one. It's the spark that keeps them up at night, wondering how someone like you even exists. You move with purpose, with boldness, with that fearless, get-out-of-my-way energy that most people only pretend to have online. And this crush, oh, they're not just attracted to it, they're inspired, intimidated, turned on, and challenged all at once. People love your drive because it's real. You don't talk about doing things, you do them. You don't wait for permission, you make your own lane. You don't play small for anyone's comfort. Your confidence isn't loud, it's sharp. It hits like a knife and cuts through every fake, weak version of themselves they've ever tried to be. And that's exactly why they lean in instead of running. Imagine this. They picture you walking beside them into a future they never imagined wanting with someone. Property, a home, a lifestyle built on power instead of fear. They imagine matching your grind, waking up next to someone who doesn't hold them back but pushes them higher. They see a partnership that feels like two forces merging, not two people negotiating their insecurities. Your cutthroat personality, your refusal to settle, your hunger to improve, your unwillingness to stay small, pulls them in harder with every move you make. And the wild part? They don't just want to watch your strength. They want to match it. They want to rise to your level. They want to earn a place beside you instead of hiding behind you. Maybe this question sits in your mind. Why does my ambition attract people instead of intimidating them? Because real ambition signals direction. Direction signals stability. Stability signals a future. You don't just look like someone worth dating. You look like someone worth building a life with. They feel that deeply. Your strength makes them stronger. Your fire makes them braver. Your vision makes them imagine more than a romance. It makes them imagine a legacy. And that's when it hits them. They don't just want you. They want a future where they get to build with you. Number 9, their actions are about to expose their feelings loud and clear. Words are cheap, but watch how fast they sprint when it's time to prove they want you. This crush isn't playing games anymore. Their feelings have gotten too strong, too real, too loud for them to keep pretending they're chill about you. They tried to keep it cool, tried to stay distant, tried to convince themselves it was nothing serious, but their effort is about to betray everything they've been hiding. And honestly, it's about time. They're going to approach you soon, chosen one, not with weak energy or half-hearted interest, but with real intention. Imagine them planning what to say, rehearsing how to not sound too eager, then finally giving up and just being honest because the pull toward you is too strong. They want to take you out. They want to sit across from you and actually hear you. They want late-night conversations that stretch until the sun creeps in. They want to show you what loyalty feels like in a world full of people who don't even know what the word means. And here's the part that will hit you hard once it starts happening. Their effort won't lie. Their fast replies won't lie. Their consistency won't lie. Their attention, focused, direct, fully invested, won't lie. Imagine this. You post something and they respond instantly. Not because they're desperate, but because they care. You mention something you like and they remember it. You open up about something personal and they treat it like gold. They're gentle when you're vulnerable. They're present when you're speaking. They're protective in all the subtle ways real loyalty shows itself. They're determined to win you over because they've already chosen you in their mind. They're not comparing you to anyone else. They're not juggling options. They're not confused. This isn't maybe. This isn't let's see. This is effort, the real kind, the rare kind. And maybe a question crosses your mind. What if they're just like everyone else? They're not. People who fake effort always expose themselves quickly. But someone who wants you, they prove it every single day without needing applause. Their consistency will be the confession they're too scared to say out loud. Their effort will tell you everything their mouth hasn't yet. And chosen one, once they show up, you'll feel the difference instantly. Number 10. The fire between you two isn't normal, it's unavoidable. Two people don't collide like this by accident. The universe doesn't waste chemistry this intense. The bond forming between you two isn't casual. It isn't soft. It isn't the slow, predictable kind of connection most people settle for. This is the kind that hits like electricity under the skin, the kind that makes the air tighten when you're near each other, the kind that forces both of you to acknowledge what's happening even if you're trying to stay logical. You were never meant for ordinary relationships, and that's why this one refuses to be ordinary. There's real passion building here, heavy, magnetic, undeniable. The intimacy that's coming won't feel like two people trying to connect. It'll feel like two energies recognizing each other instantly. They're drawn to your intelligence as much as your presence. The way you speak, the way you think, the way you read people, the way you move through the world with depth instead of noise. It all drives them crazy in the best way. Maybe they have blue or green eyes. Maybe you do. Either way, someone's stare in this connection hits harder than it should. The kind of stare that lingers a little too long. The kind that looks like it's trying to memorize you. The kind that tells you everything they haven't said yet. Imagine this. You're talking to them, explaining something, and they're looking at you like you're the only person who exists. They lean in slightly. Their expression softens. Their breathing changes. That's not random attraction. That's chemistry choosing for them. And here's the truth they're scared to admit out loud. They want something official, not situationship energy, not let's see where it goes. Real commitment, real loyalty, real fire. They feel this bond forming fast. Too fast for comfort, too real to ignore. And chosen one, when this passion finally unfolds, it won't be something either of you forgets. Number 11, your personality is the trap they fall into and can't escape. Looks get attention, but your personality, that's what ruins people for everyone else. Your beauty might turn heads, chosen one, but it's your personality that destroys people emotionally. That's the part that gets them hooked, addicted, unable to snap out of it no matter how hard they try. People don't just notice you. They talk about you. They show your photos to their friends. They whisper about your charm, your realness, your energy that feels impossible to copy. And this crush. They never planned to settle down until you showed up and wrecked their whole blueprint for life. Imagine their friends scrolling through your page, saying, "Yeah, I get it." Imagine them replaying something you said because your voice did something to them they weren't prepared for. You think it's random, but people feel your authenticity instantly. You don't pretend. You don't fake your confidence. You don't chase validation. Everything about you feels raw and grounded, and that's exactly why people fall for you fast. This crush sees all of it. They see the intelligence, the effortlessness, the power you don't even realize you carry. They see how you walk through life like someone who survived storms and came out sharper every time. And that's when something clicks in them. They want long-term. They want real. They want to build something solid with you. Maybe they're an alpha type. Maybe they're brunette. Maybe they've got tattoos. Whatever their look is, there's a boldness in their energy that matches yours. They're used to being the one people chase, the one who sets the rules, the one who never commits easily. But you flipped their script. You made them want something deeper, something stable, something official. They already feel love forming inside them, quiet but strong. They haven't said it yet because they don't want to overwhelm you, but the truth is simple. They can't resist you. They won't stop thinking about you, and they won't stop pursuing you until they get the chance to prove this connection could be everything you both secretly want. They're coming closer, they're getting braver, and chosen one, this story is only getting started.